Well, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Eek Acres. Last night we had that event again, and this one was a little more intense, and I'm going to tell you why. I put my trail cam down on the new trail that goes over to the third driveway at the other end of the property because I wanted to see if anything was coming over that trail, and no, I have not checked it yet. But we put in another trail, a long trail today, a brand new trail, and it connects way over to the other side of the property. And we discovered we got to put in another bridge over there because there's a second stream on the other side that we have to put in. But Bridget was videoing what was going on last night from the deck. And if I can get that footage put here in the video, because we were hearing something heavy walking around right here near the entrance of the trail at our backyard near the fire pit and the swing. Something big and heavy was breaking sticks. It was throwing rocks down into the creek. We could hear rocks going down into the creek, smaller rocks. And then I started throwing a couple rocks at it because I could hear it making all kinds of noise, and it wasn't going away. It wasn't going anywhere. It was just like meandering in one area, and it just kept stepping on stuff and breaking sticks. And so I wanted to see if I could scare it off, and I threw a couple rocks into the woods and nothing happened. And then I did a couple more and nothing happened, and it didn't go away. It didn't run off or anything. And then eventually it threw something towards the yard, but it didn't make it in the yard. It landed on the bank, and it was a good sized rock. There have been no rocks on this trail to throw, but then I will show you what I found here where the game trail crosses. And I found these rocks laying here. These are new. These rocks weren't here before. I know this because I come up here and I check this trail periodically, and these rocks are just laying on top of the leaves, and we didn't put them there. So these rocks showed up from God knows where. But last night I was using this flashlight, and this is the one I gave Bridget. This is one of the most powerful ones that I've received from ThruNite to do a review on, and I got it in Desert Tan, and it's the ThruNite Catapult Pro. And if you haven't seen this flashlight, you can go back on my channel and look at this video, and it will tell you how bright this is. This has got one hell of a beam on it. Well, I came up here in the woods using this flashlight because it's really got a powerful throw. And I was up here shining the light all through these woods, and I could not see what was up here. And then all of a sudden, just 15 feet away from me, even though I was using this flashlight, this, honest to God, you guys, this is exactly what happened. I had this flashlight scoping the woods right here. You can see how they're just all young trees, and I was shining the light right through here. Whatever it was took off running, but not really fast. It ran probably no faster than I could run if I took off running in these woods in the dark. And as I'm listening to it, and Bridget down there on the deck heard it running through the woods, making all kinds of noise. And as I'm shining this flashlight, this beam was making it all the way through the woods, probably a good 75, 80 feet. And I'm shining the beam right where it's running, and I saw nothing. Nothing low on the ground, nothing the size of a dog, nothing bigger than that. No deer, no bear. I never saw it. And I'm shining the light, and I'm going up the trail like this, and I'm shining the light right where it was running, and I saw nothing. Just like the damn thing's invisible. I saw nothing running. I just don't understand it, you guys. Whatever this is, it can throw stuff, makes all kinds of noise. Last night I could actually hear the thing breathing because it was huffing like it was out of breath, and it's not a person. And there's more of what happened last night, and I'm going to get to that in this video because what I saw last night just blows my mind. I have no idea how to explain it. But I'm going to show you guys the trail that we put in today because I've been wanting to get a trail that goes over to the other part of the property from here. And it also ties into a game trail, a heavy used game trail. And there's all kinds of hoof prints over there from deer. So I'm going to put my game camera on that trail today and let it run all night tonight and for many, many, many nights. and see if I get anything. But I'm going to show you guys just how this trail goes, and then I'm going to explain more in this video of what happened down there in the backyard. You can see this trail just comes up, and that one, like you saw before, goes to the lean-to, but now we're coming straight up this bank and we're following the drop off down there. It goes down to the other stream where the other bridge is, and we just got a rough raking through here, clearing sticks and cutting down saplings just to get a rough idea of where the trail is going to be installed. And we got to weed all this. We're going to hand weed it like we do to put in a trail, to get it all down to bare dirt. And it just goes around, and eventually it will become more defined. And you'll see here in a minute where the trail looks more like a trail. And then it comes up through here, and this all neighbors the gully here going up into the other forest. And we don't want just a straight trail because it's boring. And so it bends around. We're making this trail like a trail would really be in the woods whenever we've gone hiking. And then it comes down here, bends around a little more, comes this way, bends around again, and now it starts to head over to the west end of the property. And I'm just showing you guys the layout of how we did this trail. I used the chainsaw, and yes, my arms are killing me, but I had to use the chainsaw to clear wherever there was fallen trees to make our way through here so we could have a nice trail. And now you can see how it's more just like dirt. So it's just down there where the leaves are that we have to do some weeding. And we're gonna have this trail lined with straight logs. And that comes down through here. And this is the only part right here of the property where it gets just a little bit muddy. Right here is just a little bit wet. But I cut the log here, and then it comes through. It goes through this real green part of the woods where a lot of sunlight comes in and a lot of greenery growing. And I had to cut this log here, and it keeps going. It's a very long trail, you guys, a really long trail. And I like it. Bends around. You can see where we were coming through right there. And it keeps going this way. And then it gets really green down here. And this is where it ties into a game trail. This is where a lot of stuff has been coming onto the property. There's another log I had to cut that fell here. Another tree. You can see all the hoof tracks here and stuff. There's lots of them down through here. And the trail goes down through here. And this is where we have to put in another bridge, because this is the part that goes over to all the Norway spruce on the other side of the property. There was a lot of trees I had to cut with a chainsaw. It's a beautiful trail, you guys, a really beautiful trail. And it comes down here and it goes right down this bank, right here, crosses this stream, and it goes up and around, and it keeps going, and we got to have the trail go all the way down through the property and all the way back down. Then it's going to cross and go over into the other woods at the other end of the property. So you can see where it just goes right up the hill and up all through the woods, and it just keeps meandering and snaking its way around. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a trail cam up here a little further on either this young sapling right here or up in there somewhere, because I want to see what is coming through these woods and up this bank. So I'll go down this bank and show you. This is where we're going to put in a long bridge to span this, so we don't have to come down this steep bank and get all mud. And then it continues up through here, and you can see where the bucks have been doing their rubbing here during rut season in the past. So now you can see how the trail just goes up the bank, and that's a natural game trail. That's how worn it is, because a lot of stuff has been coming through here. So what I'm wondering, and I don't know this because I'm not a hunter, so if any of you guys out there or women are hunting experts, if I put in a dock section here is a bridge. Will the deer use it and cross it, or will that deter them from using this trail? Because I honestly don't know the answer to that, because I'm not a hunter. So, but this is where we're going to cross this creek. And then the trail, the game trail, continues up through here. And it just keeps going. And then this is our entire forest stand of white pines, and it goes quite a distance. And I have to go all the way down, way back in through there. But I'm going to have the trail meander down and around and see how that goes. But I got a lot of dead wood to cut. So last night, after I went up into the woods and I scared it off, because I went up that trail and I'm shining the light and I kept walking towards it and kept going towards it, and it took off running and went way up into the woods. I could not see it. I could hear it, and it was right in front of me, and I could not see it. So I don't know how to explain that. But then I went back down to the backyard and went through the gate of the dog pen, and Bridget at that point went back into the house, and I'm standing there and I continued to listen, and it became dead silent. I didn't hear a thing. Once it ran off, I no longer heard anything. Then as I'm standing there, I caught my eye in the one tree that has branches that go out over the backyard. Something lit them up. There was a light shining on the branches without a beam of light going to it. I swear to God, you guys, this is what happened last night. The branches became illuminated by light, but there was no beam coming from the woods, coming from the backyard, coming from over the house. There was no beam. It was pitch black last night, but the branches lit up. Something put light on the limbs on the tree over the backyard, and it was not a flashlight. There was nobody on the property. There was nobody screwing around. You would kill yourself messing around in these woods at night without a flashlight. And there was no headlamps, no flashlights. I checked the property. There was nothing. But how do you explain limbs being illuminated? I'm talking, I could see the bright green leaves in the dark, that something was shining on the leaves, and there was no beam going to it. No flashlight shining in the woods, nobody using a light. I didn't see a light anywhere, and it was very quick. And it went back and forth like 3 times, and then it went out. And it was not coming from a flashlight. It was just a light that was moving on the branches of the trees, and then it went out. And then after I told Bridget about it, and she came out, and we continued to sit on the back deck and just listen. And she had her back to the propane tank, and I'm sitting in a folding chair facing her. And then I saw the same thing on one of the sumac trees that are behind the propane tank, where its leaves became illuminated by light. And in order to do that, you'd have to shine a flashlight across our entire front yard and shine it on the tree, and there was no beam of light. It was just light on the leaves going back and forth, illuminating the tree. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to think of that, and I don't know how that's possible. But that's exactly what I saw. And by the time Bridget turned around, there again, after only 3 times, the light went out. And so I don't know, but it's not a person, you guys. It's not a person screwing around. I don't know what the hell it is. Because when I shined this light last night, right in the direction of where it was running, and I was panning back and forth like this to make sure I wasn't going to miss it. If you have a deer running away from you, it throws up that white tail. That's why they're called white-tailed deer. When it throws up that backside of its tail, cotton white, you would see that bouncing through the woods as it's running away, because that's what they do as a warning flag. They put that tail straight up, and you can't miss that when it's running away from you, especially when you're shining a flashlight. That flash of white in the dark with a flashlight would get your attention. You'd see that. And I saw nothing. I saw absolutely no animal, no living creature running, but I could hear it running away from me. And it literally sounded as if I was running through the woods. So it wasn't real fast, because I can't run fast through the woods, especially not my age. But it was running away as if it was like me running away. It wasn't fast as a deer, wasn't fast as an animal, and it didn't even sound like it was running on 4 legs. And there was nothing to be seen. So I don't know what to make of it, but it literally ran away at the speed of a person without a person being there. So whatever this thing is, it's got me stumped, and I have not been able to capture it on my trail cam, because when it comes around, you guys, it comes around to the exact same spot. It's never in a different spot. It comes down within about 20 feet of the trailhead right off our backyard, and it just, what it does is it just walks around like this, breaking sticks, crunching and breaking sticks like I'm doing, and then it goes back this way, pacing back and forth like it's watching us. And it just stays in an area, the same area like this, just walking around. And I take high-powered flashlights, you guys. I have a lot of them. And every time I light it up, there's nothing there. Nothing. But Bridget heard it walking around. I was like, do you hear that? And then a stick was snapped. I said, did you hear that? Every time we heard, she's like, yes, I heard that. And that's why she was videoing last night. So we're both hearing it. It's not me losing my mind. There's something that's walking around, and it's heavy enough to break sticks this big in diameter, that big. And it just hangs out in that area, and it will not come into the backyard. It goes so far, and it won't come any further. And then last night was the first time that Bridget heard it throw a rock, and this one landed on the bank and didn't quite make it into the backyard. So it just was like a lob. It wasn't a throw. It was like lobbing it, just like to say, hey, here I am. And then I went up the trail, and it startled it enough to start running away at a slow pace. And shining this light, I saw nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I kept shining the light and looking and coming up the trail further and looking. Absolutely nothing. I don't know what to make of that. But it keeps doing this. It keeps coming down to the yard, and it keeps throwing rocks down into the creek off this big bank that goes way down. And so I don't know what to think. So, but it's something I can't get on camera. I can't get a visual with the naked eye using high-powered flashlights. I can't put a light on it. I can't seem to catch it. I just can't seem to do it. And it's really got me baffled. So I don't know, you guys, but it's just one of those things. It's just, I don't know what to make of it. And this is right here. Right here is where it hangs around. And look at all these dead sticks in here and stuff. This is what it walks on, and crunching and snapping sticks. It's always right here, right near this big tree that's got multiple trunks on it. Right here. And it won't go any further down this trail into the backyard. There's the backyard right there. It stays right here in this area. Right here. Matter of fact, it stays right here where I had the trail cam clamped. You can see the markings here from where I clamped the trail cam. It stays right here where I usually keep the camera. Can't get a damn thing on camera. It doesn't mess with the camera. It doesn't come down in the yard while we're in bed and mess with anything in the yard. I have no idea. So let me know what you guys think. But I'll tell you what, this light is very, very powerful. And man, is it bright. This is an awesome flashlight. You guys, you should check it out on my channel. Did reviews on a lot of through night flashlights. So anyway, that's all I got this time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.